it's ingrained, and this is another American thing, and maybe it's marketing. Somehow people believe they have to pay their debts.
Americans now have the highest revolving debt in U.S. history. According to the Federal Reserve, Americans collectively owe over $1 trillion in credit debt.
Everybody's hopeful, and that's good in a country, but just as often as something good happens, something bad happens. I definitely want to pay friends and family, but when it comes to institutions like big banks, if you can afford to pay it, absolutely pay it. But if you can't afford it and you're sacrificing your life to pay it, you shouldn't pay it. So I'm often asked how I went from owning 4,000 apartments across the country and a net worth in the tens of millions to being penniless and $26 million in debt. I mean, everywhere I turned, there'd be process servers coming out serving me with lawsuits. I'd be getting collection notices, collection phone calls. I started grinding my teeth. I hadn't done that before, and all of a sudden at night I'd wake up and my teeth were clenched together and they... So I raced bikes for about 6 years for a living. Not a great living, but a living nonetheless. I won the Lakefront 50K in 2012. It's kind of cool. I was 46. The second place was 24. A lot of those things, those lessons learned in those burn zones, in those crunch times when you're really not sure if you can make it, but you keep going, that's where you learn a lot about yourself. One of my creditors made a mistake when they were pursuing me, and we ended up in a court battle, and I won. I found that a lot of them were making mistakes, and I could use those mistakes to gain leverage and settle those at discounts, and that's what I've done. So that $26 million in debt, many of it was never paid.
We're going to look at one of America's most resilient industries, payday loans. 1 in 20 households have taken one out at some point. It's a $9 billion industry, and payday loan outlets are all over the place.
There are more payday loan stores in America than Starbucks and McDonald's.
More than Starbucks or McDonald's. McDonald's!
Every time you go to Target or someplace, like, oh, do you want to charge it? And oh, I'll just pay cash. Oh, well, you'll get a discount if you pay with credit. I mean, all these people, they're just like begging you to credit, 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 credit. My mom always told me to pay my bills. It's like some badge of honor. And I would agree with that to some extent, except the reason this person may be overwhelmed with debt is because they were peddled predatory financial products. Wall Street and the elite in this country suck the wealth out of the majority of Americans by extending them credit and having them pay on debt. We need to take that shame away from not paying your bills. And that's the message. And that people will receive that message poorly, some people, especially the ones that can afford their debts, and especially creditors. The majority of people's working years are spent repaying debt to the elite. And that is, in my mind, that's a lot bigger of a wrong. In my mind, it's the right thing for America, it's the right thing for anyone overwhelmed with debt, but I do expect that not everyone will agree.